You know, guys, I think P-Square, the brothers, I think they should just go physical. They should just fight it out once. What do you think? All right, fam. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of The Kiwi Show. It's your favorite girl, Jessie Budgets. How we doing? It's nice to have you guys back. So, if this is your first time of seeing my face in front of your screen, don't forget to click that like button. And of course, subscribe and share to your friends. Okay, so on today's episode of Bas Buse, don't mind me. All right, I don't know of recent if you guys have noticed the back and forth between brothers. I can't even call it a back and forth because the other one was not necessarily responding. It was just Rude Boy, kept on granting interviews. At first some people were like, what if this whole thing from Rude Boy is even intentional? Because I think he dropped a song. All right, he dropped a song, so people were like of the opinion that it's probably a PR move, okay, for it to get attention, for him to get some attention to himself, like to trend. So we thought the whole interview thingy was like just a one-time thingy, to use and like boost the streaming of the song. I don't know the terms you guys use, okay? So we all thought it was just for popularity's sake, but the thing started escalating. I don't know how many of you know the story from the beginning and like how it started, their first fight in 2015, right? And it was said that they had reconciled and, they came back together, gave us nicer music and stuff. So people thought like this whole bazaar is over. However, recently, Rude Boy, which is Mr. Paul Okoye, he has been granting interviews whereby he talks about his brother bitterly, okay? He talks about, in fact, we'll just say talk down. Let's use the word talk down. That's because that's the feeling these interviews were giving. Like he was out to just taint the guy's image and pull him down. Now, we have now probably realized that maybe this whole thing wasn't just for show after all. Maybe it's actually real. Maybe something serious is going down again. Because Mr. Paul came online and talked about how his brother tried to get him into trouble with EFCC, that he thanks God that he was not into any shady business, if not. Okay, so he tried to tell us how his brother has been doing things to hurt him and hurt his career because he's jealous, because he has succeeded in putting out some type of narrative already about his brother, Mr. Peter Okoye. Now, let me say something, right, before we go any further on this particular issue. I want to talk about what life used to be like growing up. Like, the world has changed. I won't even lie, and the current times are rather appalling, if you ask me. Back in the days, okay? Back in the days, there were some things that were considered shame. Considered a taboo, sort of. Somebody who is not able to take responsibilities for their actions or themselves. You can't handle your issues, your personal issues. You can't keep your personal life personal. It was always like you would become a thing of ridicule in the community or in the land. The idea that you wash your dirty linen outside and it's okay, it started of recent with the advent of social media. Social media has made people realize or decide. I don't even know if I should say realize or understand. I don't even know the word to use for it. But social media has given room for people. People now think it's okay to drag your father. You can drag your mother. You can drag your sibling, your husband, your wife. You can just come on social media and decide to rubbish the image of somebody close to you. Why? Because there's a platform like social media. Back in the days, if something happened between family, as long as it's within the family, be it husband and wife or brothers or sisters, once it's within the family and something like a conflict that is starting to stretch beyond normal, family members will call you two together. Oh yeah, what's happening? Say your own. Let's look for how we can calculatively tackle this issue. Nip it at the bud before it escalates. That was the purpose of the family. That's what family did back in the days. And even like kingsmen, elders in your lineage. People don't let matters escalate back then. But now, it's all for show. It's all for entertainment. Let's trend. Nobody understands the importance of keeping some things, out, away from the public. How can you have an issue with your brother or your wife or anybody? I don't know how many of us have seen the recent one of a wife tearing her husband's passport at the airport. His international passport, she just took it, I don't know if that was for clout or that was for content creation, but that's madness. If you think about it, no matter what it is that is going on inside your house, if you feel the man has dealt with you and you want to pay him back by tearing his passport, why don't you at least wait when you get inside the house? Why at the airport? Anyways, before we digress, the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of things have changed. Life has seriously evolved right now to It's not even evolving well. Evolution is growth, right? Change in certain areas. Some are good, some are bad. And the current evolution that our times are experiencing, I cannot even explain it. I cannot. Look at this whole thing. The importance of elders in the family, because they have someone they call their brother who is supposedly their manager. You see, PSQUARE lost their parents like a long time ago, okay? The dad died in 2014 and their mom died in 2012. Now, here's the issue. I believe that if their parents were still alive, maybe this whole madness wouldn't have gotten to this point. Because right now, you'd say, oh, they have an older brother, right? Because, I mean, men can be difficult sometimes to handle. That's why if a guy grows up without a father figure, he can really be difficult to his mom. It's not easy to train guys or a man without a father figure in their life. Now, these two actually have, an elderly man figure that they should be looking up to, that should, in place of their parents, put things in check. They have an older brother who manages them. And a lot of people are wondering, what is he doing? How do you watch your family, your brothers, your younger brothers, mess themselves up like this and, set themselves up for scrutiny and criticism from strangers all over the world? These people have fan base, like, internationally. And everybody has access to their personal life or whatever it is that's going on between them. What are the elders in their family doing? It's crazy. And like I said initially in the beginning of this video, Paul has been going on and on about what his brother has done to him and how this and that, just going back and forth. And we've never heard anything from Peter. But recently, Peter dropped something. Mr. Peter Okoye wrote an open letter to his brother on social media. Like, I am going to be reading it for you now so that you can see for yourselves how deep this whole situation is currently. So this is Mr. Peter's letter to his brother, and I read, "My dear brother Paul, just like I have told you several times, I am not in any competition with you or anybody else. However, seeing you grant countless interviews where you constantly discredit my efforts in the group that we both created and built together really speaks volumes. In your recent interviews, you claim that you wrote and sang 99% of all PSQUARE songs and discredited me by saying that our song with T.I. Ejalo, which I wrote, was a failure. You went as far as using the YouTube views to discredit me once again. You never acknowledged the other songs like Get Squared, Busybody, Personally, Roll It. And I mean, these songs were like the hit songs. Like, I don't know, of all the songs PSQUARE has done together, you can attest to Busybody and the way it topped the charts. You can attest to Personally, you can attest to Roll It, you can attest to, these were songs that got the parties, litty, guys. Even Temptation, ooh, Alingo, ooh, okay. More Than a Friend, Shakini, Say Your Love, Give Me That, Senorita, Igbedu, and a few others. Were these songs also considered failures as well? No. I'm gonna answer that. These songs were not failures at all. As a matter of fact, even some of us that weren't big fans of PSQUARE, you would just hear the song. Those songs were not failures. Alingo, failure, okay? No, now. Anyways, let's continue. He goes on to further say, every time I have spoken in interviews about PSQUARE, I have always used we and us because I saw us as a team. But whenever you speak, it's always I and me. Even when I'm standing right beside you, it's as if I never existed. My brother, neither of us is the most talented artist in the world, but you fail to understand that God gave us this talent and even granted us another chance to excel after our last breakup. And the first issue they had that separated them, that's what he's referring to. Now, instead, you chose to turn the most awarded and decorated music group in Africa into a laughing stock again. I felt that one. One thing you need to understand clearly is that the fans didn't fall in love with PSQUARE because of who sang or danced the most. What made us special was the magic that came from our combined effort. Us two, PSQUARE, was a force, and the fans fell in love with PSQUARE because of our uniqueness and unity. We both have talent, no doubt, and I have often praised you in our interviews for your songwriting ability. I have also praised anyone who has ever written a song for us, or even for me, as Mr. P. But instead of showing gratitude for my kind words, you seem to find satisfaction in rubbing it in my face, forgetting that it is by God's grace that we have come this far. Honestly, at this point, I'm not even gonna lie, he is spitting some facts if you have been following this particular issue. Let me continue. Now, he goes on to say, rather than joining forces with me to reclaim our #1 spot in the music industry, he chose to team up with Jude to claim the #1 spot in the PSQUARE P-Square group, always looking for opportunities to marginalize and humiliate me. You're always claiming to be P-Square's songwriter, composer, producer, singer, backup vocalist. In fact, you are everything, including P-Square's video director, band, promoter, manager, even the choreographer. You are the author and finisher of P-Square. In fact, I dash you 100% of everything instead of the 99 you claim. I blame myself for not responding to your tweet claims in April 2015. That was the beginning of the madness, the time it was starting. And I don't know if you guys realize, but it was shortly after, the demise of both parents that their madness started. Anyways, come along with me. Now, he goes on to say that I blame myself for not responding to your tweet claims in April 2015 that you wrote and sang all the P-Square songs. I didn't respond to these false claims for the sake of peace, as advised by family and friends, and now I am paying dearly for it. So, my brother, let me ask you, is Rude Boy or Mr. P bigger and more successful than P-Square today? Let me answer that one. No, because it's when they are P-Square that everybody gets the feel of it. But honestly, ever since they separated, please let me ask, who is still listening to Rude Boy or Mr. P? Their personal songs. Maybe people are listening to it, but it's not really like topping the charts like it used to back, like when they were together. Anyways, let's continue with this open letter that is starting to open our eyes. Okay, are we individually selling out arenas and stadiums like P-Square used to? Are we topping world music charts with our songs as solo artists? Do we command crowds and entertain massive audiences like P-Square? No. Okay, and he goes on to say, I often find myself wondering, what do you truly gain by constantly disrespecting and belittling me all the time? You have disrespected my wife, disrespected my family, disrespected my talent, disrespected my ideas, and even sided with Jude when he was clearly trying to oppress me. Now, it feels like you have taken it even further by trying so hard to turn the fans against me by making them believe I'm jealous of you. I agree with that one, because a lot of people right now have believed the narrative that Mr. P is just jealous. He's just jealous. I see those kind of talks in the comment section under his interviews, like under Mr. Paul Okoye's interviews. Oh, Mr. P, I think Peter is just jealous. Yes, he's just jealous. Now let's continue. So he says, you have been doing everything for the fans to hate me, but guess what? They will never hate me. Instead, they will hate us both because we have disappointed and failed them. That's a fact. I hope you are happy now. I genuinely wish you nothing but the best, bro. As for those who believe these lies and false narratives and come to my page to drop negative comments, I understand, because you have been fed the wrong narrative for a long time. Please, allow me to focus and do my music in peace. As for the EFCC matter, I will address it before the end of today. Stay tuned. Peace. So, I know a lot of people are like, now wow. Yes, now wow. It is rather sad, honestly speaking. Finally, the quiet one. No, first of all, I think you guys need to put on people's shoes for you to understand how they feel. Imagine in a situation whereby two parties are upset with each other, all right? They're not in good terms. But one has been saying, and one has been talking and talking and talking and talking, and the other one has been quiet. What does that tell you? I mean, we're not trying to say that the one that has been talking probably has been lying the whole time. No, there are probably some truths in whatever it is that they've been saying. But will it be the full truth? Remember, nobody, absolutely no one tries to paint themselves in a negative light. If I'm going to complain to you that somebody did something to me, I am not going to talk about what I did that was wrong. I'm only going to say what that person did to me and even try to spice it up a bit so that I will be believed. Now, nobody is saying that maybe everything that Mr. Paul has been lamenting about since is false, but has everything he has been saying been 100% accurate? Has it been the full truth? I mean, to the point that the quiet one is finally speaking up. Yo, before people kill me. I mean, just take a moment to take in all of these stuff. Now, having read that letter, I don't know how many of us can feel the emotions in that. He did not insult his brother. No foul language was used in that letter. But rather, he was able to express his pain, express his hurt without any form of insult. And at the same time, addressing the public, addressing the narratives that have been sold for the longest time. I'm not even going to lie, it's very, very disappointing what these talented and unique twins have amounted to at the end of the day. And why we're saying this is because it's not the case of normal siblings. These are identical twins. Identical. Let me break it down because I don't think maybe you don't really understand the intensity in the matter, okay? If it's unidentical twins, I don't know about any other person, but I consider unidentical twins as normal siblings like normal brother and sister, brother and brother that weren't born together. I consider them just normal separate human beings that are siblings that were just born on the same, they were formed at the same time and born on the same day. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. I just feel like, let me make it clear. For example, I have a younger sister, all right, whom I'm older than with, let's say, 2 years, okay? Let's say the two of us, like as different as we are, we come out of our mother's womb at the same time. Yes, that is what I see on identical twins. That is how I view them. But identical twins, identical twins is a case of the slightest mistake. If the slightest mistake had happened in the process of their, while they were being created, they would have shared a body. I don't know if you understand. It's one egg being split into two. For unidentical twins, it's 2 different eggs and 2 different sperms, okay? But for identical twins, one freaking egg being split into 2, like 2 sperms. Okay, I'll be sperm cells. Yeah, sperm cells. Yeah, whatever. But you get the point. The slightest mistake would have, that's why we have cases like conjoined twins. The slightest mistake and they would have been in the same body. So you need to understand how deep their bond is biologically, first of all, before we start talking about any other thing. As in, you guys, 9 months you were together in your mother's womb. The food, whatever it is she ate, you guys shared it there in the womb. Do you understand the bond I'm trying to explain? Now, someone would ask me, people would be like, having different opinions on this particular issue. People have been having different opinions on this whole issue. Oh, Mr. Paul is right. Oh no, Peter is right. Peter is more mature. What is wrong with Paul? People will talk. It's not their family. They're not the ones is biting. I mean, after all, you guys were just entertaining us. Why do we have to know about whatever it is that's going on in your personal life? So people will talk. Honestly, I don't know how many of you would agree with this view, but that's okay. If you don't agree, people have their different opinions. But here's my hot take on the matter. Right now, whatever it is that happened between them in the past, whatever it is that's going on now, who is right, who is wrong, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, God forbid, but if something should happen to one of them, the other one is going to live to regret it for the rest of his life. And that's the simple truth. The bond between identical twins, even between normal siblings, is massive. Like even with normal siblings, if something should happen to any of my siblings, oh no. It's not going to be funny. Talk more of identical twins. I think they should just rectify this whole shit before it's too late. Because at the end of the day, what has happened has happened. Why hold on to the past? I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's easy to say. Yes, it's easy to say. It's easy to give advice. Abby, no, we know. But sometimes I think people should just sit down and think before because this life is very short. I can't understand how success and fame or whatever it is that you have achieved can be so blinding that you can't see reason. Your twin brother. If anything should happen, who's going to be at a loss? Definitely not your fans. All we can do is, hey, yeah, oh my God, and that's it. We don't really feel it. We're not really going to feel the pain. If anything should happen to your brother. I don't know if I'm making sense. Because guys, what do you think? At this point, it's crazy. It's not even about their career anymore and how it's declining. It's really not about that anymore. It's not about whatever they did to each other in the past. They need to fix their mess. They need to, because this is family, this is blood we're talking about here. So, back to my initial suggestion. I don't know, maybe they didn't fight much growing up. I know a lot of you would like say, hey, but yeah, I mean, sometimes men, that's how they settle their differences. Just by the time they see a little red and blood, they'll just get themselves together. They'll calm down. They've exerted all that tension that was in their body. Then they'll now calm down and see reason. Who knows? Maybe that's what the issue is. What do you think? Oh my God, it's not even funny. I don't even know why I'm laughing. It's not funny. It's so funny. Anyways, guys, I don't know. Did you enjoy this video? What do you think? What's your hot take on this? Like, honestly, what do you think about this particular issue? Because right now, honestly, for me, we don't care whatever it is. Like, I don't care whatever it is that has happened. The point is that these are brothers. And aside from the fact that they have put themselves out there for people to judge and talk anyhow about them, that fact alone it's crazy. Like, what do you think? Aside from the fact that, they've put themselves out there to be criticized by the public and, people just throwing in their opinions anyhow, however they like, supporting who they want to support. Aside from that, this whole thing, even their brother, I don't even know their siblings' role in this. They have other siblings apart from their older brother. What have they done? Anyways, maybe they have even tried their best and they are tired. Because you know men, their hot blood is not here whenever they are angry. At the end of the day, this whole thing boils down to two of them. Because even that's their older brother, that a lot of people right now are on the man's throat and saying, oh, he has done a poor job with his siblings. He's just a human being. You can drag a horse to the river, but you cannot force it to take water. You can't force it to drink. You never can tell baby what his own efforts have been so far. If he's the one instigating the discord, no one. What if he's not? No one. That one is not the issue right now. Aside all of this thing boils down to the both of them. Mbo, Mr. Peter, and Mr. Paul. They're the ones directly involved. Gosh, I mean, it's crazy. The whole world, because these guys are international stars, right? The whole world watching identical twins do this. Drifting very far apart from each other. Identical twins will be say, if one is sick, the other one no good, get himself until the other one feels better. Come on, guys, what do you think? I mean, this whole matter is exhausting. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really exhausting. In as much as most of us are wishing that it's a PR move, I don't think it is right now. Nah, I think it's deeper than we know. It's deeper than we can fathom. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, how about you click the like button? Do not forget to subscribe and, of course, share to your friends. So until I come here next time with another interesting topic, I'd like to say it's been a wonderful time with you guys here again on the Kiwi Show. And it's been your favorite girl, Jessie Rogers. So until next time, guys, please do not forget to put your thoughts in the comment section because I will be reading. And until next time when I will be back with another interesting topic for you, it's bye-bye.